Genji needed it? If they reduce his damage of his ult to 90 or 80, I would say I agree. But if they're buffing him this much when he's already been good... Like, here's the thing, with Nano Blade... that already wins top 500 games. The coordination you need to deal with a Nano Blade is 10 times the amount it takes for an Ana to right-click a Genji, and the Genji just to essentially hit mouse 1 and then dash. Anyone that doesn't one-shot Hitler who's quickly DPS needs it. No! That's the thing. I think we need to go backwards. Again, with the power creep talking, we... Basically, everything in Overwatch that does 70 damage needs to do 60. And if you kind of, like, think about that sentiment for everything, and that's kind of like the direction we need to go with Overwatch. I don't think shit needs to die so quick. I think if... Oh, that sucks. Fuck it. Go on live. Do it live. Good? It's more ready. Well, I mean, you're just not a good Genji then. Genji's difficult, I get it. But it actually got some. Genji's been decent for a while. He just gets outclassed by Hitscan. And that's not a problem with Genji, that's a problem with Hitscan. I'd say Genji's been in a better spot than Junkrat has been. Tracer got in. Oof. That Tracer getting in doomed us.
Greetings.
Yeah, Genji mains want their hero to be the most powerful thing in the world and no one can do anything about it. That's what I feel about Genji mains. They want to be able to dash through everything, kill everything, nano blade through everything. They want to be able to do everything. Junkrats are like, can our hero be playable? Can our hero be playable at the top levels? Because like I said, nano blade wins. I've seen Genjis carry games in top 500 matches. Supposedly when he's quote-unquote underpowered. I get that he's a hard hero. So I'm saying Ana should be able to nano-tire? No, I think it's stupid. So instead of... The funny thing is everyone's like, oh, you want Junkrat to be that strong? It's like, no, I want him to be usable. And the way to make him usable is to make hit scans less usable. And that would balance Overwatch as a whole. All the buffs to Torb, to Sim, to all of these heroes didn't need to happen. What needed to happen is that hit scans get nerfed, and then all of a sudden the game will be balanced. Shit. Would you be able to make a balance change for every character and then you make a custom and see how it feels? I don't think you could actually change the things that I want to change. Why did I become a Junkrat main? I played Junkrat in Season 1, and everyone said he was the worst hero in the game, and I was like... I played him a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I think people just suck. So I'm gonna one-trick him for Season 2, and then I just started one-tricking him, and I started winning, and I was like, oh no, this hero's actually pretty good. You just gotta get good with him. It's essentially how I treated Junkrat. Or how I see Genji, is when people are like, Genji's the worst thing in the game. I'm like, no, you're just bad with Genji. Get good with Genji and you'll be good with him. But that makes tanks too strong. No, you can nerf Hitscan and not make tanks strong. just reduce the effectivity, the effective range of everything that tanks do. Like, if you made pretty much everyone within 10 meters, or I said this idea before, tanks need to be vulnerable at 1 meter and below. Essentially, Ryan needs to hold his shield up farther, so if you get melee, like, right up in his face, he's at a weakness. Same thing with D.Va. And Sigma. I don't think they should absorb anything that doesn't travel, like, 1 meter. And that's how D.Va was at first, too. Fuck this! Fuck all of this. That's right. They can see me from the roof up there. What about Mei? She fail you out of ultimate from the primary fire. No, that's just bad players. This is the thing. You can't fall to the whims of people like basically Andrew. I would just say GM. Anyone below GM, you really can't take their inputs too much as anecdotal evidence. It's not what they're saying is wrong. It's just that it doesn't matter how I design a hammer, you can use it improperly and say it's bad. And I can't account for every way you can improperly use a hammer. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Because at the lower ranks, you'd be like, Widow sucks. And I'd be like, well yeah, you can't hit anything. You're not that good. Of course, Widow's going to be bad at lower ranks. No, Mei's primary fire isn't as bad as everyone thinks it is. Yep. The thing is, Widow's still good at lower ranks because people are constantly in her line of sight. Right. People don't know how to use the hammer to deal with Widow. Right? So, how can you balance for any of that? Oh my god. Keep swinging for the fences, Ryan. Please. But no, I think everything needs to be toned down a little bit in Overwatch. The time to kill is just ludicrous right now. What changes would you make that you cannot replicate in custom? I don't think you can affect fire rates. I don't think you can affect clip sizes. I don't think you can affect... Can you affect health? Yeah, you can affect health pools, right? I would like to change how shields work. I would like to change how armor works. There's a lot I would change to the game. Like, I think all DPS, so I think, Sombra's EMP needs to be changed a little bit, but it shouldn't affect personal shields. I just think it's stupid that it does. I get that lore-wise you want it to, but balance-wise it shouldn't. But I think most DPS heroes should go to all shield health. And the reason I like that, it just allows DPS players to flank and fight each other and then back off and heal. And I think that's necessary for DPS heroes. And that would start lowering the reliance on supports. That equity look there. Greedy like that, yes. They're gonna put pressure on me, I'll run away. Man, if there's anything one quality of life for Junkrat, fucking A, let Ball get trapped. Ball does 50 damage, yet 100 damage trap breaks when he hits it. I'm not about Genji, but for all season, Junk wasn't good and they can't see it. Well, they don't want to touch Junkrat. They don't want it. Yeah. Oh yeah, any realistic damage game, time to kill is lower. 100%. Knock him into the ground. Sweet. Get my mine off early, and then we're gonna go up here. So that actually brings in some digital.
Score 3-2. Switching sides.
Snipers need to be changed a little bit as well in Overwatch. I think that's just they just need to be. I don't think snipers belong in Overwatch, and the reason for that is I think they deny too much area and they simply make maps not fun. I think if Overwatch was more... Here's the thing. If you want Overwatch to be more dynamic, and you want more flanking, you want more mobility, then you have to say, alright, we can't punish people for not being behind shields so quickly or so much. Oh. Whoa. Someone was upset about snipers. I saw that get deleted real quick. And it doesn't matter if, even if we say snipers are balanced, it's just the fact that they just remove too much of the map from everyone else. That's all. If you started limiting how strong Hitscan is, I think you would start seeing a lot more rotations, you'd start seeing a lot more interesting play. Like, I almost think that once fall-off damage starts... Shit, she blinked past the goddamn trap. Of course she did, because it's Tracer. Shots. Their playstyle, they force isn't engaging or fun. I would agree. But I just think they just deny too much area too easily. I like how people are like, oh, you can deal with a Widow if your entire team changes their composition. And at that point, I'm like, well, it's really strong. Tracer's gonna be over here, right? Ah, damn it. That point. You don't mind Hanzo nearly as much? Good Hanzo's still really good. I would like it if they actually made a projectile. Like, slowed his shot down to the speed of Junkrats, and they made it actually, like, have an arc. So if you're shooting at someone 20 meters away, you actually have to aim up.
Objective lost. New defense line. Objective B.
We lost one, I gotta do something. Good job, Henry.
10 seconds.
Slowly they realize that failure
Wow, I knocked him over my own trap.
Play of the game.
What else do I think needs to change in Overwatch? I think tanks need their effective range reduced by like 10%.
Double. Triple kill.
So Hog Hook, I think Hog Hook can stay the same because he's just in a real shit spot right now. I do think he needs that. I talked about it before, like the bodyguard perk.